Hi, and welcome to the Weather Gurus channel. And this is the August 3rd, 2020 Tropical Storm Isaias update. Just a quick update. It's about currently 30 miles offshore from the coast, southeast of Charleston, South Carolina. Still moving in a northwest direction, northeast direction at 16 miles per hour. The winds have been steady at 70 miles an hour. That's the maximum sustained winds, but the winds apparently flight level winds have been less than that, around 60 or 55 miles an hour. And the minimum pressure right now is 993 millibars. But when the hurricane hunters went in there, they found pressure around varying between 996 and 998 millibars. So it'd be interesting to see if they reduce the wind speeds coming down in the next 8 o'clock advisory or 11 o'clock advisory, or maintain it at 70 miles an hour max sustain. This storm is moving up to the mid-Atlantic. It should bring about 2 to 3 inches to rain to places like Raleigh-Durham and Virginia, and into the D.C., Baltimore, Philly, New York metroplex. And that will be later tonight, after 10 p.m. and through Tuesday morning. By Tuesday afternoon, the storm will have exited the mid-Atlantic states northeast and heading out to sea. New Jersey and New York may pick up a couple of inches, about 2 to 3 inches of rain as well from the system before it completely departs by Wednesday morning, and we'll be done with Tropical Storm Isaias. It seems like the Hurricane Center and other people have been just waiting to just give it that 5 more miles per hour to make it a hurricane, but it just hasn't got its act together despite being in the very warm waters of 84 degrees in the Gulf Stream here. And this is a testament to the system's organization, its inflow-outflow pattern, its stack structure was just not there in the system. And the whole western side of the system was completely devoid of thunderstorms and convection, the deep convection that you need to sustain a fully healthy hurricane type of a system. And so for now, I think that I don't think it will not make the threshold, even though they keep saying it's going to be strengthening before landfall. There's only about 30 or 40 miles left of water before it makes landfall, somewhere between the South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Wilmington, North Carolina. And so I think it will remain a tropical storm through tonight, 8 p.m., and then also at the 11 p.m. advisory as it makes landfall. Now, when it makes landfall, rapid weakening should take place, but also it should be speeding along at a pretty good northeast clip at maybe 10, 20, 30 miles an hour. And so these winds are not going to be anywhere substantial. You may have a few gusts that top out at 50 miles an hour, but nothing hurricane force, I don't think. It's highly unlikely. Sustained winds maybe around 25, 30 miles an hour for a lot of the locations in central North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and stuff like that. So it's all in all, we came out pretty well. We're getting needed beneficial rain. No one can say on the East Coast from South Carolina can all the way up the coast can say that they're in a drought condition, so that's good. And so this rain will not exasperate it. But however, some flooding will be apparent come tomorrow afternoon for some of the low-lying areas and areas that typically flood, but nothing major. And so all in all, we came out pretty well with Tropical Storm Isaias, and we have one behind it that has a 40% chance of development, but that one looks to be far out, and it's not much thunderstorms and convection associated with this wave at the center at the time. And so Isaias will continue to move. It will make landfall as a tropical storm as expected, and the cone is still where it was, but as you notice, the cone has got narrower and narrower because they believe they're more certain of the forecast path for this system by now, as everyone is now, sure. But it's not far off too much. It's not that far from what we predicted earlier, that the storm will stay off to the coast and just make a slight little landfall, but it's going to stay off to the east coast and not really affect just a little bit of the I-95 corridor, but not really affect the major cities in any major way, just besides provide beneficial rain. And the good news is this is a fast-moving system. It's not like the systems that we had before with Hurricane Florence and all of that nightmare that stayed and dumped 12, 15 inches of rain. This is not one of those systems. It is fast-moving, and so the rain totals are going to be kept in check. 4 inches maximum for the northeast, or in places in the southeast where it makes landfall into the east of there. But other than that, that's it. There's nothing major with that as well. So that is the 5 p.m. update with Tropical Storm Isaias, and we look forward to seeing you soon for the next update.